I don't look good. Banjo upside the head. And you don't get to see that. Morning, Trainiacs. It's
group number 1, signing 3 to Phoenix Gate.
That's me. Like, I literally just got through security right now. So I just want to say hi. Lessons from Ironman Campeche. Now this
Donald Gold Marna Tonic. Please come to doorway number 25.
Now this fantastic journey is over, lessons from Campeche. I wrote a whole bunch down. I gotta get up there. I'm not getting home. That was the tightest connection. Check this out. Different boarding pass. When I checked in at the kiosk, it didn't even give me a boarding pass. It basically just gave me a slip of paper that said, "Good luck, made it." And got a window seat. Flying level expert. Hot in here. Situated. That's much better. In Phoenix now. Phoenix Airport, very nice, but can I get a sign telling me where to go? Did some thinking last night. A little bit of pondering in the old book about what I learned from Ironman Campeche. If you're new to the channel, I did that 6 days ago. I've got 16 points that we will run through here today. Number 1, get a bike box with swivel wheels. The swivel wheels on the front of Nicole's bag allowed her to just like walk around and just like drag it. I had to lift mine up. Pay the extra few $100 for a swivelly wheel bag. Second thing is to bring your Garmin home overnight. Kale. I hopped on the bike and my Garmin was completely dead. My guess is that when it got cold overnight, that killed the battery. Bring it home overnight. Don't leave it in transition area if you've got to. Check your bike overnight. Sounds of travel. Number 3, be in tune with your body leading up to the race and know what race pace feels like with your heart rate, with your perceived exertion level. In the case of me not having my Garmin work, I was able to race by feel and not be completely thrown off by the fact that I didn't have my Garmin with me. 4 is that hot weather doesn't necessarily mean that you need to take more fluid. I was planning coming into the race drinking every 5 minutes, just a little sip. I actually didn't even go through my 2 bottles of Scratch during the race. And I didn't cramp, I didn't have digestive issues, I didn't overheat. It was just a hot, hard day. It looked like lizard skin. Number 5, I learned this lesson the very, very hard way. Don't get fancy with the sunscreen. We pulled out some natural, non-GMO, made by hippies and kissed by fair trade farmers on the way out the door. Sunscreen, I put it on 3 times during the race, and I still burn like a son of a bitch. Just get some straight up extra DEET, as many chemicals as you can possibly get on your body. Don't mess around with it. I don't look good. 6th thing, cold water is like Forrest Gump, Lieutenant Dan.
You got new legs. New legs.
Every time I went on the bike, I grabbed a water bottle all over myself. Oh my goodness, the 10 minutes after that happened, mind-blowing. Last thing, and then I gotta go and hop on a plane, is to sight on the top of the waves. I know this, I always forget about it, but if you're sighting at the top of the waves, you can see the buoy. If you're under the waves and the waves are over top of you on either side, you're not gonna be able to see the buoys. There you go. Okay, I gotta go and look pretty at the gate. Ended at number 7. We will pick this up in Regina. Better. 2 of 3 legs down. I am in Regina right now, which is very unfortunate. Winnipeggers don't like Reginians very much, especially when it comes to football. Tips, thoughts, strategies, musings, insights, smart things to say. What you all come here for. Where were we? Okay. Number 8, do some hard thinking if you're built for that specific race. You know what, coming into Ironman Campeche, I was talking about PBing, PRing, going 440, having a drop kick race. Had I thought about it coming into that race, I would have known that it was going to be really tough because I'm doing all my training in the winter. I'm super light skinned, so I knew that I was going to burn and have a tough time in the sun. And that's not to say that I shouldn't have gone to the race, but it's just to say like maybe I should have adjusted my times ahead of time and not had that few minutes in the race where I was like, oh, so disappointed and had to rejig during the race. Probably still would have gone. Oh, ice baths? Afterwards, this is number 9 by the way, worked wonders. Nicole and I just did about a 10-12 minute ice bath after the race, not together, and we weren't really sore. The next day, totally fine. 10, trust your coach. Throughout the 4 months leading up to the race, having a coach with Coach Pat was completely new to me, and there were some times, specifically with the bike, that I was like, you know what, I don't know if we're doing enough volume, because the longest bike that we had done was only 2 hours 25 minutes, but I ended up killing the bike. Yeah, trust your coach. So at very least, go through the entire plan, and then if you don't have the results that you want, then reassess. There's no point in getting all ornery about whether you agree with it or not before you even know how the results are going to turn out. 11. You might need less endurance training than you think. We did huge. That means I need to get through security pretty quickly. This one, and then we'll regroup over there. Yeah, we did not a ton of heavy volume on the bike, went heavy volume on the run, still worked out okay. Gonna put you away, go through security. I want to come up with a Regina joke, but like I'm in Regina and people are close by, so I don't want to catch a banjo upside the head. Banjo picking jokes. Oh, yeah. I tried to take all the nutrition that they had available on the run instead of packing my own stuff. Did it help? I don't know. I certainly faded. If you're following me on the athlete tracker on Ironman site, you know that my last splits were dead slow. Maybe I'd benefit from taking my own nutrition, knowing that I can control what I'm taking. I don't know, something to think about. Almost can't swim easy enough. I swam so easy out there, and the time, I don't even know if I lost any time, because it is such a long day that battling through the swim to gain maybe the difference between a really fast and a really slow swim is like 2 minutes, 1 minute. Sometimes you just have to say, fuck the times. Like I said earlier, had I known how my body was going to react, the times that I had in my head, I probably wouldn't have even come up with. Might have just been better off coming in, having a race plan with power, heart rate, and perceived exertion in mind, and whatever the time was, it was. Second to last, stay low key and don't be a tourist in the days leading up to the race. There's so much that you can do in destination races. Check out this, check out that, try this, try that. If you're going to a hot weather race, just being outside takes a lot out of you. Rest in the days leading up to the race and do your touristy stuff after. And last thing, Pepsi, I found, gave me little boosts in energy. And by little boosts in energy, I'm talking like 2 minutes of energy. I took little sips of Pepsi knowing that I hadn't trained for it. Gave me something. Oh, buddy Jared, he said that back in his cycling guide days, when somebody was totally crashing, they'd do a can of Coke and put a Noon in it, and they call it a nuke. Coke and Noon nuke. Tip of the day, flying right now. I was gonna say that it's good to be home, but this is Winnipeg. I forgot this is what Winnipeg is still like. I'm gonna put you away now. I think Kim is here with the pups, and it's been 10 days since I've seen her, so I'm gonna smooch the bejesus out of here. And you don't get to see that, you sickos.